Oh, hello, everybody. It's Sunshine.
And Soy.
We're back for another GAC Facebook Live. And today we're really excited to announce our 2018 theme, which, as you might be able to see behind us, is Find a Friend. So, as you know, camp, one of the best things about camp and what everyone always says is the best part about camp is all the really great friends that we make at camp. And so we decided to take the whole friendship thing to a whole new level and make it our whole theme for 2018.
It's absolutely true. And you might think to yourself, well, that looks somewhat like something I would see in the App Store, rounded corners, little square. And it's intentional. We know that the phone app Find a Friend is something that's really useful to find the location of friends. Maybe check out where people are, but this is better. This is more than finding the location of friends. This is kind of 4 huge ideas about friendship where we can really find new friends, make friends with those people, be a really good friend to those people, and then keep those friends. And we know that that's really important and really awesome stuff that we do at camp. And I think the first of those major things we're going to talk about intentionally this summer is finding friends, finding people who are a tribe, who share interests with us, that we can be friends with. Those are like-minded people, people who build us up, people who make us feel better about ourselves, that we have a good time with, that we can be ourselves with. And that's really important stuff when we're talking about friendship, is finding good friends.
Yeah, and so a lot of kids will tell us that camp is one of the places that they really feel that sense of belonging that you get from finding those really good friends in your own tribe. So we love that that's something that happens at camp, but we're going to be talking about it more this year, about how to do that even when you're not at camp, how to like reach out and figure out who are the people who are going to be maybe possibly really good friends, and a place where you can really feel that sense of belonging that you feel at camp. The other part, as Soy mentioned, something that we always do at camp is making friends. And making friends for some of us is not easy. You know, it's sometimes hard to figure out how to approach someone you don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you think you see someone that, oh, maybe they are someone who has something similar to me, or we might have something in common, it's hard to reach out to new people. So as you know, if you've been to camp before, we do a lot of getting to know each other, helping the counselors help you meet new friends. So we're going to be talking about that too, about how to make friends and the skills that you can learn at camp and practice at camp and then take home with you, so that you can make friends everywhere, even places where you don't have a really great counselor there to help you. So some of the things that we're going to talk about, like we have in the past, is how to just introduce yourself to other people, how to introduce your friends to new friends. We're going to do a lot of chatting with each other. We do tons of face-to-face conversations at camp around the campfire, and a lot of that involves either sharing questions that we ask each other, and then listening to each other's answers and asking then follow-up questions. We're going to take turns and have every age group of campers lead those discussions, so that you can learn how to help other people make friends and how to get to know other people when you're in either a small group or with a couple of people. So whether you're sitting around the campfire at camp or on your lunch table at school, we're going to talk about those conversational skills that you can use to really get to know people and to make some new friends. We do a lot of our activities at camp as a whole group. And so you form this kind of natural tribe, and you really make friends quite easily with the people in your group because your counselor is there facilitating the whole thing. But there's times at camp where we get to practice meeting whole new groups of people. One of those is at free time, where you sign up individually to go to activities. And so at those free times, it's a great opportunity for you to practice these skills of meeting new people outside of your group. Maybe, you know, boys if you're a girl, or girls if you're a boy, kids of different ages, the counselors who are working there. So we're going to talk about what skills do you need to approach that new person or that new group and make some new friends there. So we're really excited about that. And then finally, in the whole making friends category, we're going to just talk about how to just reach out to people that sometimes, you really can't tell what someone's like until you question them and talk to them and get to know them. So we're going to just talk about how we can include lots of different people. Many people at camp have said, I remember actually Fiona quoted in one of our friendship videos, she said specifically that she likes people who are older than her and younger than her, and camp is one of those places where we're all there together. And so we really want to just help you see that you can make friends with lots of different people from different ages, even different countries. We have some kids and staff from different countries. So we really want to expand that whole thing and just help show you how you can make friends in so many different places and with all different people. So we're really excited about that and the whole just practicing making friends this summer.
And then once we've made friends, we want to spend a lot of time talking about how to be a good friend. We know that maybe you meet a lot of people at camp, or you take those skills home when you meet new people and you're there at school every day. Well, then you need to figure out, how can I be a good friend for those people? Yeah. And so we're going to talk about, some of these things are really little things, but celebrating each other's victories, being genuinely happy for my friends when something good happens to them, and talking about intentionally, that's something I should think about doing to be a good friend. Noticing when my friends are sad and being able to respond appropriately, or noticing when they're really happy and being able to respond. That's important. It's looking outside myself to my friends so that we can think about existing together in a friendship, I think.
Also, just if I interrupted in here.
Oh, please do.
At camp, you know how when we're water skiing or doing those activities, we really cheer each other on. Yes. And that kind of goes along with this. Camp, we already do this a lot, but we want to make sure that everyone understands that that's a way you really enhance friendships, is by when your friend gets up on water skis for the first time, if you feel as excited as they do.
The whole boat's cheering.
Yes. Yeah. And that's like draws you closer together. Absolutely. Because you realize that that person is just as excited about you getting up on skis as they would be if they were getting up on skis. So that's a really cool thing about, I think, one of the skills that we really get to celebrate and practice at camp.
Well, and I think, you bring up a really good point, that a lot of this stuff is stuff we've already done at camp. What we're doing now is we're intentionally saying, hey, this thing that you already do is a way to be a good friend, is a way to make friends. Absolutely. Because when we think about what we're doing, kind of that metacognition, it makes things a lot easier to do when we get away from camp.
Definitely.
Because we get out of that camp environment, we get back home and something, at camp I cheer for everybody. Well, you can do that at home, guys.
Yeah.
You can celebrate your friends at home. And I think by saying that, we help everybody to do it. We're going to talk about complimenting our friends. And I know that it's one of your favorite things. One of my favorite things at camp is the wow. We have the little quarter sheet of paper where you get to write your name and the person's name and what they did that you thought was awesome. We hang those up in the dining porch. We read them at morning assembly. We sent them to you if you're enrolled for camp for next year, that came to you over the holidays. If you need more of those, you could email us, wows@goldarrowcamp.com, and we would mail more to you so that you get in the habit of sending some wows to your friends and family. We're also going to talk about maybe when friendship doesn't go so well, how we can deal with some of the rocky spots in friendship. Instead of just walking away from it, directly communicating about your problems. Hey, you hurt my feelings when you said this thing, as opposed to gossiping behind somebody's back or just stewing on it internally. When we have direct communication, it makes friendship stronger. And we're going to talk a lot about that this summer, about directly communicating face to face to solve problems in friendships and make those friendships stronger. We're talking about being trustworthy as a friend, right? The best kind of friend is the kind who's my vault. When I tell them something in confidence, they hold on to that. They don't share my story. They let me share my own story. And so we're going to talk about that a lot this summer. And finally, we're going to talk about, in a friendship, there's some give and take. There's some compromise. Sometimes we do the thing I want to do for free time and we sign up together. And sometimes we do the thing Sunshine wants to do at free time and we sign up together for that. And sometimes we go to different free time activities. We don't always have to be right next to each other to be friends. There can be some space in that friendship. And so again, we're going to talk about all those things that we've been doing for years at camp. Only now we're going to frame those intentionally in the framework of making friends and being a good friend.
Yeah, it's really cool because I think at so many other places, excuse me, like at school, no one's really helping anyone make friends. They kind of just expect you to make friends. And I love how at camp, that's what we're all about. We know that the whole experience is about those friendships and that feeling of community and belonging. And we just love that about camp. And so like Soy said, we just are really excited this year to continue making lots of friends, continue working on our friendship skills, but also just making sure that everyone knows how to take those skills home and make friends and be a good friend, even when you're not at camp anymore. Because really, you're at camp for 2 weeks and that's great, or sometimes longer, but you really want to be able to make friends everywhere you go in life, because it's really what makes life fun. So the last thing that skills that we're going to be talking about with you at camp this summer is how to keep your friends. So obviously all the things that you do to be a good friend that Soy just talked about, that's one main way that you keep friends, is to keep doing all those things that make you a good friend. But you also need to put some effort in, and especially with your friends that you make who don't live near you or you don't see regularly, it's harder to keep in touch. And I know as an adult, it's a struggle sometimes with how busy we get, keeping in touch with, good friends who we want to stay in touch with. So we really want you guys as campers to start young with just figuring out the tools and ideas of keeping in touch with your friends. So we have a lot of campers and like alumni campers who actually write real letters to each other.
Like with a stamp and everything.
Yeah, with a stamp. Wow. And I think that's really cool. So there's some camp friendships that have been maintained over many years via snail mail, which is really kind of cool.
And it's awesome.
And then of course, there's always the phone and phone calls, and now there's Skype and so many different ways so many different options. But really, to keep your friends, you got to keep in touch. What about those wows that we sent?
Exactly.
You could write one of those and either send a picture of it or send it in the mail.
You could Snapchat that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Of course, I don't do that. But
neither do I. We're old, but I'm told that the young people have the Snapchat.
They could snap their wow.
Exactly.
Okay. So anyway, so we also, one of the things that I've heard from a lot of our campers, especially as they get a little bit older, but even some of the younger ones, that they actually get together with their camp friends when they're not at camp. So there have been little mini reunions in different places, and that's just great. But so we're going to talk about that at camp and make sure that you all have a good way to keep in touch with each other after camp. So we are just thrilled that you're going to be part of our summer of 2018, when we will continue to do what we always do, which is to have lots of fun, make friends, and grow. But as you now know, because of this huge theme release, monumental theme release, it's
front page of the newspaper. It's a huge deal.
It's definitely the biggest part of Soy and my day today.
That's true.
Yes. And so anyway, we're really excited to just let you know about our 2018 theme, which is Find a Friend. Yes. So looking forward to seeing you at camp this summer and to making.
It's this year now.
Oh yeah,
it's this year.
Yes.
No more next summer. Now.
And I'm sure Soy and I will be back with some other Facebook Live, maybe still talking about friends. We seem to really be on that theme. It's one of our favorite things to talk about.
I love talking about
so
friendship.
As we warm up for Find a Friend, we'll probably be talking about it more as we get closer to the summer. But thank you so much for joining us. If you have any ideas about friendship or things that you want to make sure that we cover at camp this summer, comment here. We'll also put links to a couple of posts about friendship and some resources that you might want to look at before camp. And just thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day, week, month.
Sure.
Happy 2018.
Yes.
Okay, we're Soy and Sunshine signing off.
Bye.
Bye.